And we're closing in on the start of the LA Kings and the Carolina Hurricanes. Last game of this homestand for a three-game road trip tonight here at Staples. Alongside longtime NHL defenseman, a former King, Sean O'Donnell and Patrick O'Neill. You know, they were talking about Tanner Pearson. Thought maybe he was going to be a healthy scratch, but no, he's in. Maybe that's the message that you send to a young player.
Well, I mean, coaches do things different ways. It's a long season, and we all know the torrid start that Tanner Pearson got at the start of the year. Cooled off a little bit now. He's a young guy. And whether or not Daryl and his coaching staff decided to set him out for a game or not and change their mind, or maybe just send him a message early on, but we all read the quotes. We all go online. We know what's going on. So even though he is back in the lineup, maybe message was clear just in the last 48 hours, the amount of chatter and whether or not he was going to play or not. All
right, well, it's going to be interesting matchup, a chance to return the favor to the Hurricanes. We're going to head inside to start this game. Let's go to Jim Fox and the goalie matchups.
All right, Patrick, thank you very much. The Honor Guard just leaving the ice here at Staples Center, so we certainly respect and honor what they do for us. Matchup in goal, Cam Ward. We just talked about him in the open. Trying to get his game back together, and his numbers are improving as the team is improving. I guess that's kind of an obvious thing, but again, it's the presence they're looking for from Cam Ward, where he can play a confident game. With Jonathan Quick, we know when he has the swagger, he's the type of goaltender that can really put the team on his back. And again, last game ended up 5-2. The Kings had 4 goals in the second period, but it was that first period by Jonathan Quick that really did keep the Kings in the game. That was one of the best first periods he's played. Again, I mentioned swagger, but this year it's been about tracking the puck. He's on the puck just about every single time. The officials for tonight's game, Brad Watson right there. He's one of the referees. Orange armbands. They call most of the penalties. Kelly Sutherland is the other referee on the lines. Veterans Mark Wheeler and Shane Heyer. Tonight's Fox Sports West face-off is delivered by Shumash, and coming up right now with the play-by-play, Hall of Famer Bob Miller.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. And after the opening face-off, the Carolina Hurricanes have in their own zone and move it up ahead to center ice. They had lost 3 in a row and then won the other night, Tuesday in Dallas. Now a shot by Stahl and a save by Quick. Puck comes in the corner. Stahl goes for it again for Carolina. Stahl protecting the puck, dropped it off right side. Down in deep is Falk. He sent it around the left side. Sekera goes for it there. He gets checked, held it in. Kings take it away and get it back out to center ice. You're talking about Cam Ward. He has not lost ever in his career in regulation to the Kings. There was a check right in front of the King bench. Puck comes back behind the net in the King zone. I think it was Toulouse who got hit into the boards there. Now back up to center ice. Kings have Gabrick. Gabrick across the line. Had it for a moment, but offside called against the Kings.
Well, of course, Daryl Sutter behind the bench. And, you know, yesterday in practice, talking about the Kings only have 6 healthy defensemen available. So Daryl was kind of emphasizing the fact that the onus goes to the Kings forwards. Do those little things. We talked about it last game. Come back a little bit deeper in the zone. Make it easier. Spend less time in your own zone. That has more energy or keeps more energy for your defensemen. Again, with only 6. You have to kind of watch what's going on there back on the blue line.
Puck is in the Carolina zone, picked up by the Kings to the blue line, sent right side, taken there, and a shot by Green, and a save by Ward.
We're going to take a look right now at the Hyundai keys to the game. And the start is important every night, but the Carolina Hurricanes have been talking themselves about getting off to tough starts of late. So the Kings have a chance here to get right back on them and put them on their heels. Power play for the Kings, 5-on-5 mentality. They've simplified. They almost look like a regular forecheck on the power play, but it's working. And Eric Stahl, he's been a force lately for the Hurricanes. You got to keep an eye on him.
Kings win the draw. Was Carter on the faceoff. He goes for it now toward the corner. Tipped it in there and chased down by Toffoli. Still a battle down there. Carter peeling back and looking for a loose puck. Can't get it. Puck comes up to center ice. Taken there by the Hurricanes, and a glove save by Quick on the shot by Chris Terry.
And Dwight King was involved on the last forecheck for the Kings, and had a chance to chat with him yesterday at practice. And again, he sat out a game and was back in the lineup last game. And he said nothing has to be said, but he said, you know, it's about that second and third effort, the battles that you have to win. And he feels he's that type of player that, again, he's not going to have the wow factor to his game, but at the same time, he can provide a spark by getting in on the forecheck and creating loose pucks.
And the Kings jump on a puck here. It's taken there by Toffoli, and he sends it in deep, and King going for it in behind the net of the Hurricanes. King hits it on his stick. Now Carter's out in front. Toffoli couldn't get it to him. Toffoli into the corner, but the puck broken up and taken by King again, though. Back to the blue line. Shot from there by McBain, and a save And the puck is not cleared, held in by McBain, but now taken back to center ice by Carolina. Into the Kings zone. On the left wing side, a pass back behind the net, came around to the right point. Held in there, the right side by Falk. His shot is blocked back out to center. Falk goes for it again, puts it across the line, and offside called as it's touched up there by Zach Boychuk.
And Robert Regehr wanted that whistle because he dropped his glove. Forecheck. You see that? Not a big hit, but Kings get possession. And then when the Hurricanes feel they have another chance to get it going, watch this. Dwight King comes in. Right there again. See that body position by King? He strips the puck twice on the shift, just after I was talking about second and third effort. Very rarely does Dwight King run someone through the boards. At the same time, he can be very effective with the big body.
Puck comes up to the blue line of the Hurricanes, and they send it back in their own zone, and now they get it over to Elias Lindholm. Lindholm on the right side. He got checked hard there by Clifford. Here's Richards up the middle, and a shot by Pearson is saved by Ward. Back come the Hurricanes to the blue line. Lindholm, right side. His shot saved. Rebound right in front, and over comes Muzzin to get it away. And then he gets knocked down. Muzzin against the boards. Muzzin trying to control it. Richards is there for the Kings. Doughty comes in now. But the Hurricanes take it away and drive it out toward the right point. Puck is held in there and sent down toward the back of the net. Broken up, and now Doughty goes for it. Doughty's pass. Now over to Richards. Now up to center ice. Or excuse me, it was Pearson. Now up to center ice to Richards. Then a shot and a save by Ward on the shot by Clifford. And he hangs on to it.
And if you went to practice yesterday, Bob, there was a concern whether Tanner Pearson was going to be in the lineup. And Daryl Sutter was talking about Pearson, saying his whole game has to get better. Well, he ends up getting a chance right here. Nice quick pass and quick shot. Richards, Pearson, that's what you want to do. North-south, keep it going. When it's simple like that, that's when Tanner plays his best game. But I think the big focus right now is in his own zone on the boards. That's where Tanner Pearson has to get back to doing the little things. If he does that, he'll get the ice time.
Well, he's had no goals in the last 11, but he's still tied for fourth in rookie points in the NHL. Back up to center ice. Hurricanes send it in the King zone. Tipped away there to Green. Green gets checked, but he got it over to Williams. Williams, the former Hurricane, gave it in front, and the Kings get it out to center ice. Stoll sending it back into the Carolina zone.
It was last game, Bob, where he had a replay where it was Tyler Toffoli along the boards doing a good job. Simple thing, take the puck with his skates, protect the puck, then pass so the Kings clear the zone. Those are the little things that get you more ice time. Then you have the opportunities to score.
Harrison for the Hurricanes, his shot is deflected wide. He just came back after an injury and back in the lineup tonight. Now to center ice, here's Kopitar. Kopitar across the line. Kopitar still with it. Driving in deep. He gets checked there and into the corner. Kopitar still protects. Gives it back behind the net. Now back to Kopitar. He tried to come in front. Hurricanes take it away, and it's cleared out to center ice. And an icing call against Carolina.
Bill Peters in his first year as the head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, and the starts, which I put as one of the keys to the game, he's been talking about that. He said his team of late has been a team that's kind of looking around and dipping a toe in to test the waters. He says he wants a team that jumps in head first. Just go at it that way early on and try to set a tone. So that's what we're looking for here. So far, looks like the Kings have more of the opportunities here. No great chances, a lot of time in the offensive zone.
Kopitar on the draw, but the Hurricanes get control of it, try to clear it, and they do out to center ice. Taken now by Kopitar. Puts it back in the Kings zone. He's had 3 goals in his last 5 games. Up to center ice. Kings have it. Here is a pass to Kopitar from Gaborik. He shoots, and a save by Ward. Still a loose puck. Kings hold it in on the right side, but now it's tipped away, and a penalty coming up here. Tripping is going to be the call.
It's going to go against Kopitar. Bob, that breakout by the Kings, it took a while to develop, but there was so much support. Kopitar skated through, Gaborik skated through, and the Kings had so much speed. Look at Doughty held on. He gets it to Gaborik, and then right there, that pass is timed perfectly. You can see Kopitar could only go one way there. He had to go to his forehand because the angle was coming in from the other side. See the defenseman with his stick did a good job. They tried to go tweeners at the last second and open up the goaltender. And right after that, a loose puck. Kopitar reached out, took down one of the Hurricanes, and that's the reason he's in the box. So good attack, good chance, best chance of the game. But the Canes get the first man advantage.
First power play of the night, as Jim said, and the Kings trying to kill this penalty, but they give it away at the blue line, trying to clear. Held in there by Talusti. Over on the right side to Gerby. His shot knocked away off the blocker of Quick. Now behind the net, Hurricanes with it again. They are 14th in the NHL on the power play. Previous game this season, they were 1 out of 4 against the Kings with a man advantage.
Kings started that kill with McNabb and Green. Again, they've been paired together, and Braden McNabb getting more ice time in those types of situations on the penalty kill.
Puck driven deep into the Kings zone by Riley Nash and slapped all the way back into the Carolina zone. And the Hurricanes have to go back and regroup. The Kings have points in 10 of their last 11 games here at home. They are still the #1 team in the NHL on home ice. They have the most wins in the league on home ice with 9. Puck is taken across the line in the Kings zone, sent down in deep. Doughty goes to break it up. His pass along the boards, broken up, but the Kings get it back again and can't clear it yet. Carolina holds it in. Carter over to get it. He clears it out to center and back into the Carolina zone.
There's a veteran player in Robin Regehr, Bob. He did not skate back from the loose puck. He kept the gap close. So when the second loose puck developed, he was right there to get it to Carter. Carter clears it down, but it's all because of Regehr was right there on top of the play.
38 seconds left to go in the power play for Carolina. They come to the King line. A check there is thrown by McNabb. The puck comes in deep to Green. Green in the corner. His pass taken by the Kings and cleared out to center ice and into the Carolina zone. Carolina back to get it. Brown had cleared it, and now the puck taken by Sekera. He's in his 9th year out of the Czech Republic. Up ahead to center ice. It was Sekera last year. Sekera this year. Just want to keep you guessing, I guess. Now we get a hooking call here.
Yeah, offensive zone penalty against the Hurricanes. 3 seconds remaining on Kopitar, so we have 4-on-4 here. And then the Kings automatically get that power play end zone face-off. It's going to go the other way. So one of those penalties you want to stay away from. McClement's a veteran player, and he reaches in and under, and then you can see into the hands again. Then he does it a second time on the wraparound. So the referee was standing right there. So if he doesn't get caught the first time, he's going to get caught the second time. And that certainly was the case right there. So you want to be aggressive, but he could never get body position. It was a good job by McNabb there again to get his body in between McClement and the puck. Reaches through, gets the hook. So 3 seconds, Kings will have a power play.
And on the draw here in the Carolina zone, Carolina with it. Kings have the power play right now. They were 1 of 3 in the previous game this year against Carolina. And the Kings on the power play, 20th in the NHL at 17.5. Penalty killing for Carolina, 15th in the league. Here is Gabrick. Gabrick sends it in deep. Puck tipped back out to center ice. Kings get it back over to Muzzin. No score here in the first period. Muzzin slaps it in the Carolina zone. Picked up by Gleason, former King. Put it back behind the net. Puck taken away and cleared off of Muzzin up to center ice. Riley Nash has it now. Nash for the Hurricanes. Driving down the left side. Turns his shot blocked into the corner, and Nash gets knocked down. And the Kings start back up to center ice. We're in the first period. Bob Miller along with Jim Fox. Pass ahead. Kopitar to the right side. Bounced in front and taken away by Justin Falk.
Well, if the Kings continue this with Gabrick and Kopitar, they're going to get chances. That give and go. And it's not a long pass. They're not looking for breakaways. They're looking for that short pass, give and go, and make it happen.
53 seconds left to go in the power play. Stoll stopped at the blue line and offside called.
And in the last couple of games, Bob, it's been more of a 5-on-5 mentality on power play. So what that means is, you know, instead of stopping and setting it up, you keep the play going, you keep the forecheck working, and it has worked for the Kings. To the point where last game, Daryl Sutter, for most of the game until right at the end of the third period, he went with normal 5-man units. The normal line you would go out there. He didn't kind of cut it down and go with power play units, and the 5-on-5 mentality worked.
Well, he said, we're going to put the people out there that can do the best job for us, and doesn't matter what power play unit they're on. They're going to be on the ice. And it paid off last game. Kings with a pass up the middle. Score! Stoll right down the middle. And the Kings take a 1-0 lead on the power play goal.
And if you break this one down, it is like a 5-on-5 play. It's a forecheck. It's an attack triangle. A lot of things going on. Brown takes it with speed wide. Does he look to set it up? No, he just looks to keep the forecheck going. It's exactly what we're talking about. Stoll does a good job here. Again, it looks like a normal forecheck. I'm going to bring it up again. Nice pass by Brown. It goes through the skates, and then Stoll without stopping the puck. Don't allow the goaltender to get back into a position where he can make the save, but the forecheck works on the man advantage, and the veteran line, that's a normal line combination. They make it work. Kings lead 1-0.
Now both teams at full strength and an offside called here. So the Kings with a 1-0 lead. Stoll gets his second. Brown gets an assist. And Justin Williams gets an assist.
Here we go with Dustin Brown taking the puck wide, and we'll cut to this here. We're going to take a break here because it's not an icing, it's an offside. But the Kings and Jared Stoll have a 1-0 lead.
Welcome back. Kings lead the Canes 1-0 on Patrick O'Neill. Earlier this afternoon, Kings defenseman Slava Voinov was charged with 1 felony count in connection to a domestic violence incident that occurred last month at his Redondo Beach home. Here's the Kings statement. We maintain our support of the NHL's indefinite suspension of Slava Voinov as an organization. We will continue to closely monitor the developments of the legal proceedings and work in partnership with the NHL to determine the proper course of action in the future. The NHL did say until further notice, current terms of Voinov's suspension will remain in place, so that number still counts against the Kings cap. Back to you.
All right, Patrick, thank you very much. As the puck is driven down into the Carolina zone and taken there by Eric Staal. Gerby clears it up ahead to center ice and across the King line. Kings get back in a hurry, and here is Richards with it. His pass to the blue line to Clifford. Clifford couldn't hang on. Taken by the Carolina Hurricanes. In behind the net. Hurricanes with it. Kings had a chance to clear. Didn't do it. Puck along the boards. Now held in right side. Picked up now by Talusti. Back up the middle. And the Hurricanes fan on a pass, and the Kings have a chance to bring it up to center, and they do, and drive it down the right side. Down in deep is Pearson. Pearson got a shot as he was going behind the net, and the goaltender Ward gloved him.
And we see that from Mike Richards probably more than any player in the league. What I'm talking about is that long pass where you're just going off the end boards and you're relying on your winger. Many times with Mike it was Jeff Carter in the past. Now you have Tanner Pearson, that speed, getting the hybrid icing. But the linesman, if he makes that decision that the King player is going to get there first, he waves it off, and that's exactly what happens. Doesn't turn into a great chance, but you gain a lot of ice.
Richards needs 3 assists for 300 in his career. Shot by Doughty is knocked wide. Kings have the rebound. Try to bring it out in front. Gabrick, his pass is tipped away, and the puck comes up to center ice. Gabrick trying to get back. And a high sticking penalty going to be called, I think, against Gabrick here.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Bob. So it was on the back check, and Gabrick's trying to do his job. Close that space in from behind and chase the play. Well, you'll see when he reaches across. Yeah, there it is. Not a lot, but it's enough. That's definite high stick. You obviously distract the other player with the use of your stick in that area. Now, of course, he's trying to get the stick. I think that was Rask, Victor Rask of the Hurricanes. You're just trying to get the stick. When you miss, you're dangerous, and you go to the box.
And the Hurricanes have a chance to tie it up now. The Kings have a 1-0 lead. Gabrick 2 minutes for high sticking at 9:03. Puck is along the boards in the King zone. Back to the right point. There's Rask. He dropped it off. Kings took it away, and it's cleared. He just dropped the puck there, and getting to it and clearing it was Lewis.
It's a fundamental, Bob, we don't talk about that much anymore, but that stop and start, that's what Trevor Lewis did. He stopped, and he was right there to get the loose puck.
Puck driven into across the King blue line, and the Kings again clear it out to center ice.
There are actually parts of the game now.
Taken away by Kopitar, looking for a shorthander. The Kings have 5 of those, the most in the NHL.
Well, I was about to say, Bob, there were times now where coaches say, don't stop and start. Keep your momentum going. Swing into plays. In the old days, it was more stop and start, but it still works, especially in these situations. Tight space on a penalty kill.
Puck along the boards and cleared again out to center ice. How many stop and starts drills did you have when you were playing?
And a lot of that too, Bob, is, coaches are worried about fatigue factors and ankles and knees, and you're wearing down and groins. That stop and start hurts. So especially during practice, they hardly ever do that.
Unbelievable, some of the changes. I remember him saying, get the water bottles out of here. No water, because they lost a game. You shake your head and wonder, how's that going to help? Puck is in the King zone. Toffoli trying to get it. He couldn't. It's now poked out to center ice. No shots yet on the power play for Carolina. They got 30 seconds left.
There is a water shortage, Bob.
Well, so no water bottles here in California.
Take it out for the athletes. Yeah, they got to pay for it.
Puck is taken away by the Kings and cleared again. And this time, Kings send it all the way back to center ice. Taken by the Hurricanes. Offside they go, the blue line, and they are not looking very good on their power play. The King penalty killing is pretty good. 16 seconds to go in the King penalty.
The angle you put the pressure on and when you put the pressure on is executed as well as anyone by the LA Kings in these penalty kill situations. And Bob, you're right. The 2 power plays the Hurricanes have had so far, their entries, they're not getting to the blue line with possession. They're dumping it in. And when they're dumping it in, it's the Kings that are back way ahead first to get the puck all the way down the ice.
Now the Hurricanes all the way back behind their own net, and they've got 7 seconds left with a man advantage. Pass up ahead to center ice. Cross the line to the right side. Hard check there by McNabb as he knocks McClement back. And now we're going to get a scrap. McNabb and getting into a scrap down there with Brad Malone.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the way this one is called. Because to instigate, you don't necessarily have to be the guy that drops the gloves first. McNabb loses balance there, and let's give credit to Malone there, Bob. He did not throw a punch when McNabb was going down to the ice. There was no penalty being called on the initial hit. Malone did leave his normal position, though, to come across, but it was McNabb that dropped the gloves first. There's the hard hit. McNabb does a job. Kings lead 1-0. Kings will be going on the power play. We're rolling through right here with McNabb, and he just makes the play we've seen him make many times before. You're going to stop here, guys. There's the contact. Here's Malone over here. Now, the rule, you know, it's the part of the rule that applies here is watch him leave his position and come all the way across the ice. And even though I believe, you know, McNabb is ready for it, you're going to stop here, guys. Malone has come all this way. Watch McNabb. McNabb might drop the gloves first, but that's not necessarily the determining factor. He's certainly ready. It's because Malone leaves his normal position, doesn't get involved in the play, comes all the way across. I believe that's going to be instigation. We'll keep an eye on that if that's the case. 2 minutes plus the 10 and the 5, so he'll be gone for a long time. Kings man advantage.
And out to the right side, Kings on the power play with a 1-0 lead to the blue line. And he does get the instigating penalty. 5 and 10 added to that for fighting and a misconduct.
Yeah, you don't want to penalize McNabb for just protecting himself, even though he dropped the gloves first. And that was the right call because of distance traveled to get involved in that altercation.
On the right wing side, here's Kopitar to the blue line to Muzzin. Muzzin shoots. It's wide to the right. Rebound off the boards to Kopitar. Kopitar on the right wing. On the power play for the Kings for another minute 24. Back to the blue line. Back over to Kopitar. Kopitar back over to Muzzin. Shoots, save, rebound up the middle, and Doughty gets there to hold it in. But now it's taken away and cleared back into the King zone.
What a difference, huh, Bob? I mean, the power play. Every time the Kings get a power play of late, the last 3 games, they're dangerous. You don't score on every opportunity, but Muzzin very quick with a shot.
King Golden Knight is on a power play by Stoll. This time it's taken away by the Hurricanes and cleared out of play. With 58 seconds to go in the King power play.
We have 3 players to watch in this game. We've already watched Braden McNabb a couple times. He's done the job. Tanner Pearson stays in the lineup, so keep an eye on him. He's had a chance on a long pass off the boards. Elias Lindholm, the son of a former King, Michael Lindholm, and he's having a great year so far for the Hurricanes.
Hurricanes get the puck, but then lose it. Held in by Stoll. Stoll's pass out to the right side. Now back over to Stoll. Stoll shoots, tipped in front, and a save, and rebound held in by Brown.
One of the Hurricanes, Bob, the forward without a stick.
Back it goes to Carter. Carter to Brown. His pass in front, tipped wide to the right side. As McBain goes for it, he throws a check. Kings still have it. Williams moves it back to the blue line. Back over to Williams. Left side in the circle. His shot just deflected wide to the right. He had Brown in front. Puck is taken by Brown. Kings with 22 seconds left to go on the power play. And the Hurricanes clear it into the King zone.
Williams put that puck through the crease hard. And I'm not sure if Dustin Brown saw it, Bob. I think it hit a stick. If he sees it, he's going to tap it home with a wide open net.
Kings with 2 shots on this power play. Has 7 seconds left to go on it. Behind the net is Ward, the goaltender. Puts it into the corner. Broken up there. The power play is over. Carolina back at full strength. Kings still lead 1-0 here in the first period. 6:45 to go in the period. And icing called against Carolina.
Well, the Kings did have a couple of opportunities there. Muzzin had the first chance where he just jumped in back door. Then the shot ends up bouncing, and right there Brown can't get it. The goaltender does. He has it for, see that? If he can shovel it there on the backhand, it's a bad angle. Then later on, look at this. No look, finally looks across, fires it, and it just hits the stick. Like I say, Dustin Brown was ready for it, but he couldn't see it, couldn't tap it home.
Here's Muzzin, left point. His shot knocked away to the left side and not cleared yet. Kings hold it in. Boychuk trying to clear it, and he did, out to center ice for Carolina. Hustling over there is Muzzin. And the Kings have control back in their own zone. Muzzin over to Doughty. Doughty up the center, slaps it into the Carolina zone. 6:20 left to go in the first period. 1-0 Kings. Back behind the net. Gaborik trying to get a stick on it. Lewis trying to get a stick on it. Comes to Doughty. Doughty to Kopitar. Kopitar, his shot or pass in front, and a penalty to Gaborik again.
Yeah, it's going to be another trip, Bob. The other one was the high stick on the back check. This one's a trip. Sekera gets into a situation where he gets the loose puck, protects the puck. And Gaborik thought he was going to get the puck, but he got the skates instead. Shot, almost through. And you can see there, it's actually stepping on the stick of Gaborik. So that's one of those tough ones. You can put yourself, if you can, in the skates of an official. You see that, you go, it looks like a trip to me. But it was just stepping on the stick. So Gaborik goes to the box. And they're calling an interference here. I guess one of those things where the referee just felt he was prevented from getting to that loose puck somehow, and again he stepped on the stick of Gaborik. Unfortunate for the Kings, Gaborik goes to the box.
Now the puck driven around the boards, and Karam's right to the slot, and the Kings get it up to center ice quickly. Across the line, left side driving in, deep is Lewis, and a save. And the goaltender Ward hangs on.
I talked to Trevor yesterday at practice, Bob, and you know, he played a real good game last game because of that speed he's able. He doesn't necessarily have this skill set that you would equate with a Kopitar and Gaborik, but he has the wheels. And he made things happen. And he said, you know, he was on the power play a couple of times with those guys. He says, I got to work as hard as possible just to stay there. You know, he wants to be in those positions. And right there, that speed effective on the penalty kill. You don't get the goal, but you get an end zone faceoff.
Lewis was the Kings' unsung hero for the third straight year last season because, as you say, he doesn't get a lot of publicity and everything, but boy, he contributes. And he's been a factor in those 2 Stanley Cups.
You know, in that last game, too, on the power play, especially the recovery of the puck. You know, the other guys shoot it. He goes and gets it so they can shoot it again.
Puck driven into the King zone now. Green going for it. It comes around into the right wing corner. Carolina Hurricanes trying to get possession of it. They move it along the boards, and the Kings take it away, and it's cleared up to center ice. So Foley cleared it. Now it comes back over the right side and taken there, and down goes Stoll along the right side. Threw it back to the left side. Played off the boards. Hurricanes move it in back behind the net. Back over to Stoll. Stoll tipped it out to the right point. Now tipped back to Stoll. Stoll holds it in. Kings trying to get possession of it. Stoll has it. His shot blocked, and it's shot now wide to the right side by Stoll. He gets it again and cleared out to center. Let me correct myself. Stahl. We got Stahl and Stoll. Twice a year we have that.
Lucky Jordan's not in the lineup.
2 times.
Stahl.
2 times too many. Puck taken right side. A shot from there is back behind the net. Broken up by Riley Nash. He sent it around to the point. Held in by the Hurricanes. To up the middle. A shot blocked in front and cleared back out to center ice.
Well, Jake Muzzin just getting in the lane. And that was an important one because there was a lot of traffic. I don't think Jonathan Quick saw the shot.
Back across the line. Gerby, but offside. Go the Hurricanes.
So Canes still have trouble getting in the zone, and of course that takes time off the clock, and you don't get as much chance to set up. Here's the play I was talking about. Looking behind here. Kopitar comes out. You see Jonathan Quick. He's trying to find it. He's coming across. No, he had it. Look at that by Jonathan Quick in the background. He knew where the puck was coming from. So it's a good idea right there by Muzzin. That's another new technique that's been around. Oh, it's been around about 5-7 years now, where you front. You don't get locked up. The new rules out of the last lockout, you can't punish guys in front anymore. So what you do is you front, you block the shot, and clear the zone.
Now the puck taken into the Kings zone by the Hurricanes again. Justin Falk drives it in deep, broken up, and Kings bring it up to center ice. Comes over to Richards. Richards drops it back left side. Williams makes a nice move. Williams in deep. Backhander is just tipped by behind the net. Kings are back at full strength. Hurricanes back up to center ice. Kings with a 1-0 lead. Pass off on the right side. Chipped down in deep now by McClement into the corner. Fought for there. Green trying to get to it. And the Hurricanes get it to the blue line, but out to center ice before they can control it is Tim Gleason, former King, who got back to get his stick on it after he couldn't hold it in the zone. Kings start back out again. Pass up ahead to center ice. Tipped across the line in deep. Here's Pearson. Pearson on the left side. He got checked there. Now a pass just out of the reach of Toffoli, held in by Muzzin. Now picked up by Carter to Pearson to Carter. Now Toffoli shoots, and a save by Ward.
Coming off that penalty kill, the old That 70s line was out there together. Carter, Toffoli, and Pearson. Kings aggressive on the penalty kill. They're doing the job. Still have that 1-0 lead. AT&T U-verse rewind. We go back a long time. Last game. McNabb, fake shot. Matt Green, the sniper. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm the man. Then chasing down the loose puck is Jeff Carter. Robin Regehr. His first of the season with a wrist shot. You get goals from Regehr and Green. You get those every night. You're going to win a lot of games. And both guys know that's not their main responsibility, but they still chip in, and every once in a while you need that. Matt admitted yesterday, he said it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for him to be there down low in that situation. I did ask him, though. I said, did you make eye contact with Brayden McNabb before the pass? He said, yes. I looked up. He looked up. Pass right on the stick.
Now in the Carolina zone. Puck comes around the right side, and Doughty gets hit along the boards there by Nathan Gerbe. Doughty still pokes at it. Still trying to get it on his stick. Now the Kings do have it, and Doughty turns and shoots, and it's blocked high in the air to the blue line and held in there by Carter. Carter was standing on the line and still managed to hold it in. Back come the Hurricanes, 2-on-1. Right side moving in, a shot, score from the right side by Skinner. Jeff Skinner on the right side ties the game 1-1.
It's one of the few breakdowns, I'm going to call it, because the Kings have totally dominated this period. And now it's 1-1 with 2:44 remaining. That's the way it goes sometimes. But the possession, the opportunities, and you'll see it right here, the bounce, standing up, and there's no support on that stand-up right there, that pinch. It looks like Jake Muzzin pinches, and you can see that Drew Doughty was taking away. Look at that. Nice look, guys. The torque of the stick. And Skinner is known for exactly this. He's got a deadly shot. He really does, and you see it right there, and it's accurate, too. It's right to the far side, maybe even off the post, but when you pinch as a defenseman, you need to have that support. It was not there. 2-on-1. We're tied 1-1.
Skinner's 5th of the year to tie it up, and the Hurricanes back up to center ice. Sent down into the King zone, and an icing call against Carolina.
So we touched on it in the open, Bob, for the Kings. It's just about, get back, stick with it, do those types of things that make you a consistent team. For Jeff Skinner, he took advantage, opportunistic. He's waiting to see what's going to happen in that instance, and because the 2-on-1 develops, he pulls the trigger. And one of those where you have the left-hand shooter on the right wing, so the angle is better for the shooter.
Skinner with his 5th from Gerbe and Belmore at 17-16 of this first period to tie the game at 1. Kings try to take it away, and they got a shot, but a save by Ward before Stoll could get in front of the net.
Now, this line's been good. It's been good in the last game. It's good this game. Again, one of the keys was the start. And if you're looking at the overall play, the start has been real good for the Kings. And the Hurricanes have just been opportunistic to get back in the game. But now it's up to the Kings to keep playing the same way. And coaches will harp on that. Just don't look at the scoreboard. Look at your next shift and do it the same thing, because the Kings have been good in the offensive zone.
Hurricanes win the draw. They get it out to center ice. Picked up there by Robin Regehr. His pass broken up, and then a collision right there outside the blue line. Regehr moving in, and also there was Lewis, and Lewis the last one to get up. Now sent up ahead to Lewis. Lewis at center ice. Flips it into the Carolina zone, and Ward, the goaltender, plays it around, but taken away by Kopitar. Gives it to Gaborik. Gaborik sent it in front and batted back into the corner. Lewis goes for there. Now Kopitar. Kopitar still along the boards, protecting the puck. Gets help from Lewis. They don't move it. No whistle yet. Still no whistle. Now the puck is free, taken by the Carolina Hurricanes. Picked up there along the boards, and now in the corner. Kopitar trying to dig it out, and Kings do get to it. Was Gaborik down? Then a shot by Gaborik. It was Lewis down in the corner along with Kopitar.
That was twice on that shift, Bob. Trevor Lewis did what we were talking about. Recovered pucks. Gets there first. Gets there on a 50-50 puck and twice comes out with it.
Kings chase it down to their own zone. Puck taken now up the center. Here's Richards with a minute to go in the first period. Over to Pearson, right wing. His shot blocked into the corner. Held in by the Kings again, though, to the blue line, but the pass comes out to center ice, and the Kings have to get over her in a hurry to get to it. Taken away by Dwyer. Dwyer for Carolina. Ahead to Boychuk. Turning. Still has it. Then a shot deflected there in front and picked up by the Kings, and they head back to center. Muzzin moves it ahead. Clifford chasing it in. Clifford, right wing corner, Carolina zone. He gets double teamed. Clifford still with it. Now the Kings with 26 seconds to go in the period. Pearson over to dig it out. Pearson to Muzzin right on the blue line and in front. Shot by Richards. Deflected by the goaltender and wide to the left and picked up by Doughty. And Doughty got knocked down. He gets up. Puck comes back into Richards. Sends it in front, but the Hurricanes are there and it's cleared up to the blue line. 3 seconds to go in the first period. And the puck sent in deep. And that's the end of period number 1. 1 goal for each team. The Kings got a power play from Justin Stoll, from Brown and Williams, and then Jeff Skinner counters with his 5th of the year for the Hurricanes from Gerby and Belmore at 17-16 to tie it 1-1.
Now the Kings play a real good first period. 12 shots, only 5 for the Hurricanes, and puck possession. The attack speed by the Kings was good. The Kings' penalty kills were good, but they got caught on that one bad read. Jake Muzzin jumping in, 2-on-1. That quickly was tied 1-1, but it's keep going with the same thing. Stoll has it on the power play. Skinner ties it up. We'll be back right after this. I'll talk with that man, Jarrett Stoll.
Second period just moments away. The game is tied 1-1 here at Staples Center tonight. The Kings and the Carolina Hurricanes. There is a newcomer to the Kings organization. Right. That is the beautiful Emma Margaret Cheeseman, the daughter of Kelly and Andrea Cheeseman. Kelly is the Kings' chief operating officer. Congratulations to them. What a beautiful, beautiful shot.
Wow, beautiful picture.
Ready on the face-off for the period number 2 here at Staples Center. Kopitar out to take the draw for the Kings. And Eric Stahl for the Hurricanes, and he wins the draw, and the puck cleared up to center ice and tipped over the glass out of play.
And Trevor Lewis decides he can't get a hit of a player, so you take down the referee. Hey, you count one on the board. It doesn't matter. Brad Watson goes down along with Trevor, but we're going to keep going the same way if you're the Kings. And sometimes it's a little bit more obvious than others, but you see in the background right there, there's a whole bunch of players involved. It ends up being Lewis and Mr. Watson. But keep going. Keep taking the body. Keep the forecheck going as much as possible. Doesn't always turn into the results you want, but if you keep going and stick with it, and that's what the Kings are known for, Bob. We talked about it in the open. Stick with it.
Jim, between periods, we had you talking and Sean and Patrick talking about that nice pass by Brown that led to the goal by Stoll. And you mentioned he went under the skate or under the between the legs and under the pad and all that with the pass in front and just wide and a rebound. Score! Lewis was in front. And the Kings take the lead at 2-1. Every time I go to tell a story, the Kings score. I'm going to tell a lot more of them.
Best storyteller in the world. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. And this is just second, third, maybe fourth. I don't know how many efforts here. But you go and remember we talked about stops and starts earlier? Look at Lewis. He stops and stays there. And finally, whether it's the glove of the defenseman, Lewis should get credit here because I think he touches it at least once. So watch the puck. Battle, battle, battle. And he just kind of chips it home. But it's all about that stop thing. It's the easiest thing in the world to get to that area and keep going. And you're looking for something else. They're just taking a little extra time here to take a look to make sure it was not kicked. Because with all that jostling that was going on, there was a moment where it looked like it might have been, but I think by the replay we see exactly what happened. And again, this year it has to be distinct kicking motion. That's always been the case, but they've taken it to another level this year. High above at Staples Center, save made, put back, and then you start hacking, you start whacking, you start to get going. Can't see right there. It doesn't look there. There's no forward movement by a skate. There's nothing going on other there than battle. And I believe it'll still be Trevor Lewis that gets credit for the goal. You see, they're still waiting here. You want to make sure? It would be nice for Trevor to get one. He doesn't score a lot, but he's been in this situation many times before where he moves up and down the lineup. That's part of the versatility that goes on. Eric Stahl is over right now talking with the referee. He's talking with Kelly Sutherland, so.
Well, it didn't look like on that replay. You said there was.
I've known over the years, though, sometimes, Bob, as an analyst, you get fixated on something and you miss something else. Well, we'll try to see exactly what happened again with the battle. There's the skates. Trevor Lewis. Oh, he does turn. There's no question. Great look, guys. He turns it, but I don't believe that's going to be disallowed. Again, according to my interpretation, he certainly changes the angle of his skate. It doesn't go forward that much. It's more the toe that moves forward than anything else. Good job by everyone on the crew tonight to find that and slow it down. Now, again, you're trying to figure out what propelled that puck over the line. It was the skate, but was it a distinct kicking motion? And again, take it to the next level. They've tried to do that this year where you're working on things. I didn't see a forward motion in the entire skate. The skate was on the ice at all times. These are all elements you look for. It doesn't mean that any one of the elements I'm talking about, skate on the ice or moving the foot, angle the foot, you can angle, you can redirect. But again, the puck was stationary. So this is, you can understand why the delay's taking a little time here. So again, if you're unsure, it's right in there. And then, yeah, he does turn the angle. You can see there's no question that the skate turns. And I know we had a seminar, Bob, before the season started, and they said they were going to even make that more room for contact with the skate. But that's right in between, I have to admit. Now, again, there's all kinds of things about what was the call on the ice, those types of things. Now, if it hits the goaltender or a defenseman after the skate, another thing they could be looking at, does it hit Trevor Lewis's stick again after? Well, we're going to get the decision here from Brad Watson.
After review, the ruling on the ice stands. We have a good goal.
It may have hit the stick of Lewis after the skate. It's so difficult to tell, but again, can you overturn? So by Brad Watson right there telling us that the decision on the ice was good goal, the video review could not overturn that. I think it's a good decision, especially if it went off the stick.
Yeah, right.
And it's an automatic situation. Very difficult to tell, but it stands, and the Kings have that 2-1 lead.
Yeah, that was a great replay.
Yeah,
up to center ice. Brown had it and then just lost his balance. Kings trying to hold it in, though. Third goal of the year for Trevor Lewis, and the Kings regain the lead at 2-1. Long pass up to center to Riley Nash. Nash sends it to Gerby. He shoots, and a save by Quick. Rebound cleared up the right wing side of the Kings. Brown back across the line up to center ice. And back to the King blue line and taken by Brown. So Gaborik and Doughty get the assist at 37 seconds to give the Kings the lead here in the second period, 2-1. Belmore for the Hurricanes drives it around the boards. Kings take it away, and a shot and a save there off the glove of the goaltender Ward into the corner. Kings intercepted, and Toffoli had the shot. Now Toffoli again tried to get a stick on it, couldn't do it. Into the right wing corner of the Hurricane zone, centered in front, taken there, and still a battle and high stick against the Kings. I think they're going to get Toffoli. It's a delayed call.
Yeah, with all the effort the Kings have put into this game so far, they've been a little bit reckless at times.
Skinner's pass off to the right side. Delayed penalty against the Kings. Pass by Gleason off to the right side. Back to Gleason at the left point. Gleason's pass up the middle. Now back to Gleason. Gleason sent it down into the corner. Back up the middle again. And a shot from there. And a save and a rebound covered by Quick. Stahl with the shot. And the save by Quick.
You're right, Bob. It is a high stick. It's an offensive zone penalty. Tyler Toffoli knows he's the guilty guy. Again, back to that goal by Trevor Lewis. Again, the battle in the crease, and then, he has it. He's got to stop there, guys. Now, right there, that looks like there. Great look again, guys, where it looks like it hits the stick of Trevor Lewis, and, of course, now that ends up being a good goal. So the skate was involved, but also the stick. Then that last save by Jonathan Quick, Bob, there was a redirection of the puck. He had to kind of watch the puck coming in, then react at the last second, and then hold on because the goaltender was pulled Toffoli to the box, and the Hurricanes looking to tie it up 2-2.
Hurricanes are 0 for 3 on the power play so far tonight. They've had their chances, and there's a shot to score. Stahl just to the side of the net. And that ties the game at 2-2.
And it's a funny, funny game. It really is. I mean, the Kings have dominated in so many areas, but finish it off. And that's what the Hurricanes have done. They win the face-off cleanly. Look at Stahl backing off, and then it's a simple play right here. The rebound gets off the pad, then into the skates. Stahl doesn't necessarily control it initially, but he ends up getting off the skate. Watch how quickly he reacts. And that's just presence of mind there to understand where the goalie is, where the net is. You don't have a lot of time there to look. You just put it back. But on the bad angle, it goes in on the back end, so the power play works for the Hurricanes, and they tie it up 2-2.
Took him only 7 seconds on that power play to get the goal and tie it up. Here's Pearson back behind the Carolina net. He rolled it out up the middle to Doughty. His shot deflected and going to be picked up by the Hurricanes and brought back out to center ice. So 2-2 the score. The Kings have had 2 leads in the game. Puck is picked up and poked ahead to the blue line and out to center ice. Chased down the right side now. In deep is Clifford. Clifford behind the net. Kyle Clifford hanging on. Drops it off in the corner. They get it to Richards. Richards in front with a shot. A score! Skating by on the right side. Pearson. And he gets his first goal in 12 games. He picked it out of midair, and the Kings lead again, 3-2.
Get bodies to the front. Mike Richards, whose game has gone to another level. Let's face it, Mike Richards has really been effective of late. Watch this. No hesitation. Now, is it a pretty play? No. And bang, that's it. That's no question there. Under the height of the crossbar. But Richards being effective here now. Does Mike get it here again? Goes off the stick. Look at the goaltender, Cam Ward. He does not know where the puck is. He lost complete sight of the puck. Can't figure it out, and Tanner Pearson's right there, and it's too late for the goaltender. We're getting some great looks tonight with that phantom cam down in the crease and how difficult it is. But, you know, on the Hurricanes goal, Bob, it's a great example of getting the puck down low. And then when there's a rebound, the defenders don't know where that puck's going to go. You can't anticipate where the rebound's going to go. That becomes dangerous. Then you have Mike Richards driving to the net. Much like Dustin Brown's goal in the last game on the power play. Assertive. Take it to the net. You create some commotion. Loose puck. Kings get that lead again.
On the Carolina goal by Stahl, getting his 6th of the year. That came on the power play from Skinner and Sekera at 2:21. But the Kings come right back with Pearson getting his 8th of the year. Assist goes to Richards, and the Kings with it again. Puck comes down and cleared to the blue line, and not out yet, but now the Hurricanes have it in their own zone. Richards now needs only 2 assists for 300. And Jake Muzzin gets an assist on it. And the Kings lead again at 3-2. 38 seconds after the Hurricanes had tied the score, the Kings have regained the lead. Puck in the Carolina zone. Cleared up ahead to Nathan Gerbe at center, and Gerbe backhands it off the boards, back in the Kings zone, taken away there by the Kings Kopitar. Nathan Gerbe, out of Oxford, Michigan. Not a big guy. Gerbe is only 5'5". Puck comes down into the corner of the Hurricane zone. Kopitar trying to dig for it, but the Hurricanes have it. And it's cleared up ahead to center. Gerbe, 5'5", 178. Up ahead to center ice. Picked up there and across the line is Victor Rask. His shot knocked away by Quick. Into the corner. Rask goes for it again. Taken away by Regehr. Regehr over to Gaborik. He can't clear. Held in. Puck driven right in front of the net. Knocked down there by Regehr. And Regehr gives it off to Jamie McBain. McBain up to center, and now on the right side, Lewis. Lewis drives it in the Carolina zone. Going to be played there by Brett Belmore. Belmore over to Harrison. Harrison for the Carolina Hurricanes sends it into the Kings zone. Broken up by Quick. Puck comes back. Right wing side. Kings have it. Up to center. Here's Toffoli. to Foley. Offside called against the Kings. Can I go back to my story?
Go ahead, Bob.
Scored? You were talking about a nice...
It'll be 4-2 soon, though. I know that.
You were talking about a nice pass by Brown, and I think sometimes a lot of people think in hockey, well, that was a lucky pass, but you pointed out players have that ability to move that puck and pass it exactly where they want.
Sometimes it is lucky, Bob. That one, no.
Yeah.
I think Dustin Brown senses what's going on. Sometimes you don't even look. But you know the position of the defenseman. You know whether his skates are together, whether they're apart. You do see the room between skates and sticks and those types of things.
Kings fanning out of there was Carter right at the top of the slot. These two teams have combined for 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And here come the Kings again. Down the middle goes Carter in front. He shoots. Knocked down by Ward. Puck is picked up by the Avalanche and back out, the Hurricanes, and back out to center ice.
Well, this drive to the net, the Kings just keep going with those chances.
They tried to get it to Carter, but he would have been offside. He had to get back onside, and play continues here.
Cam Ward came across in one piece. That was important to make that save. No holes.
Now the Hurricanes driving into the Kings zone. A centering pass taken away by Clifford. Cleared up along the boards and not out yet, and then gloved by Quick, and he hangs on.
So the Kings have that north-south approach going, and you're going to see an east-west pass here. This one goes under the stick. And then watch the goaltender when he comes across. You can see right there with Carter, he gets a lot on it. But the goaltender's equipment nowadays, those pads, they come together in front. I think that's exactly where it hit Cam Ward. Kind of nostalgic tonight, talking about old days. In the old days, there's a lot of room between those pads. The pads aren't as long. Right there, the pad makes a save, and still a 1-goal game.
At center ice, taken there and fired back into the Kings zone by Brett Belmore.
Well, that was almost automatic, Bob. Would you tell him that story? It was that close to being 4-2.
I'm going to put in for extra pay if that keeps up.
That might be the leading scorer on the team.
Puck is taken by the Hurricanes, and they're going to be able to clear it up to center, and they do. 13:40 to go here in the second period. Kings with a 3-2 lead, and the Kings have the puck, and back they come to center ice. Doughty sends it across the line. Kings with it, a backhander in front, and chased down by Pearson. Pearson checked into the boards by Harrison for the Carolina Hurricanes, and the puck is cleared up ahead to center ice. Dwyer throws it down in deep. Patrick Dwyer out of Spokane, Washington. Puck taken away by the Kings, and they get it to Williams. Williams pass over the left side, and now in the middle. The Kings just couldn't catch up with the puck there. Might have had a pretty good opportunity. Carolina takes it away, and Gerby gets it off on the right side. A shot from there is wide. Rebound is going to be held in by Carolina. Riley Nash down in the corner. He got stopped there. Puck comes up the right wing boards. Kings take it away, and a pass still in the King zone. Taken away again. A pass by Nash over to Gerby. Gerby into the corner. Checked by McBain. Now held in by Sekera. Sekera's drive knocked down in the corner. Kings trying to get out of their own zone. Sekera knocks it down again. And the puck finally taken by the Kings, and they get it out to center ice. Brown with it there. Brown trying to duck under a check. He did, but Carolina takes it away at their own blue line. Pass ahead to the King line. Taken there and flipped down in deep by Skinner, but played by McNabb. McNabb to McBain, up to center ice and down into the Carolina zone, icing against the Kings.
Well, a chance to tell you and remind you and ask you, have you bought your raffle tickets yet to win an authentic 2014 LA Kings Stanley Cup champion executive ring? If not, visit LAKings.com/ring raffle now to purchase your raffle ticket, just $2. You can be entered to win the ring, assigned jerseys, tickets, and more. So check it out, LAKings.com/ring raffle.
Now the puck taken by the Hurricanes. Ron Hainsey at the left point. Sends it in deep, and here is McNabb into the corner. Braden McNabb. Check there, got it to Kopitar. Kopitar to Gabrick. Gabrick couldn't hang on, he got checked. Puck is still taken by the Hurricanes in the King zone. Right side, a shot by McClement. Knocked down there. Back to the point. Now a shot Lindholm it was rather than McClement. Puck comes along the boards, and Kings dig it out and are unable to clear yet. Now it's poked. It's still held in. Here's McClement now on the left wing for the Hurricanes. Back to Hainsey. Hainsey's pass. Over to Boychuk. Boychuk. Round in front, up the middle, shot, knocked down, loose puck. Who's got it? Kopitar got it to the blue line and out to center ice.
Bob, it's the first time in the game, we've almost played half the game, the first time in the game sustained pressure by the Hurricanes.
Kings with it. Here is Kopitar. Kopitar's got Williams in front. It went under his stick. Kings hold it in again, though. King, but can't keep it in the zone. It comes back out, and Doughty has it for the Kings. Doughty knocked down as he spun, and a penalty coming up against the Hurricanes.
Great example there, Bob, of how one referee, maybe the closest guy, was blocked out from seeing it, but the back referee saw the stick into the skates. Doughty goes down. Kings coming back. Man advantage right after this. Look at that goal by Tanner Pearson. A lot of things going on here as far as the rules. Again, Mike Richards brings it from the... No, get a stop there, guys. Does he make a contact with the puck right there? If it is, still under the height of the crossbar. In this instance, it's under the height of the shoulders. It's a different thing. Now, it doesn't go in here, but watch the stick of Mike Richards. He's going after the puck again, and he makes contact with the goaltender. Can you make the argument that's goaltender interference? You distract the goaltender. He doesn't know where the puck is. No question here about the putback with Tanner Pearson, but so many different things going on. Again, only one thing there is reviewable. That's the final play when the puck enters the net, whether the stick was below the height of the crossbar. No question, the goal is good.
Kings on the power play now with a 3-2 lead here midway through the second period. And the puck taken by Doughty. Gets it up ahead to Toffoli. Here's Toffoli. Stopped at the blue line. Taken away there, and Sekera has it. Sekera got it from Gerby for Carolina. Sent deep in the King zone and taken by Muzzin. Muzzin drops it off along the boards, and Doughty gives it back to Muzzin. Here's Carter. Carter across the line. Can't go any further. Puck taken away and cleared by the Hurricanes. Doughty back to get it. Kings with a man advantage. Bring it up to center. Muzzin snaps it into the zone. Down the right side is Carter. Carter put it back behind the net. Now to Foley. Back out to the blue line to Muzzin. Right side it goes to Doughty. Doughty back over on the left side. King still with it. A shot knocked down and into the corner. A shot by Toffoli. Taken away now by the Hurricanes. And back they come to center. And a long shot is knocked down. And the Hurricanes still with it, but the Kings take it away. Back they come to center. Stoll's pass off on the left side. Stoll hits to the front of the net. Here's Williams. Williams down into the corner. Williams turns, gets it back to the blue line. Kings with it, now over to Doughty. Doughty at the right point. Now to McNabb. Left side, now right side to Doughty. Knocked it down, then couldn't get a good shot. He threw it into the corner. Now to Williams behind the net, checked by Hainsey. Williams gets away from Hainsey, gets it back out to McNabb. He shoots, it's wide. Rebound off the boards. Kings have it again on the right wing side. Held in at the blue line by Williams to McNabb. Shoots, saved by Ward, and he hangs on.
Nice to see Braden McNabb showing a little bit of offense there. The confidence is building, the comfort's getting there. When he's picked up from the Kings on a trade there from Buffalo, one of the scouting points they were talking about was a big boomer from the blue line and could play the second power play unit. Well, we saw it right there. 3 players to watch, though, in this game. Well, Braden McNabb, he's been doing the job, just talking about Tanner Pearson. He has a goal. Lindholm looked pretty good, -1 so far, but the Kings getting what they need from Braden McNabb. Here he is again.
And McNabb gives it over to McBain to McNabb. Fakes a shot, gives it to Richards. Richards into Clifford. Clifford, Kings on the power play for 7 more seconds. And the puck cleared high in the air and bound into the Kings zone. That'll do it for the power play. Jim, as you know, that's what Robin Regehr said about McNabb. He's getting into a groove and a rhythm, and just as you mentioned, more confidence all the time he is on the ice.
That's the first time I've seen this season, Bob, where he actually walked the line and then let the shot go. Now, he missed with it, but at the same time, just showing that confidence to handle the puck.
Kings battling again, back behind the net in the Carolina zone. Clifford going for it, tipped away from him, and cleared up to the blue line and now out to center ice. Hurricanes with it into the Kings zone. A shot is wide to the right side, played off the boards, quickly back out to center, but out of the reach there of Trevor Lewis.
Keep in mind with McNabb, Bob, he's still only 23 years old, so it's not like, he's established himself as an NHLer. He's still trying to build confidence.
8:15 to go in the second period. Bob Miller with Jim Fox. Kings ahead 3-2. Final meeting of the season between these two teams. The Hurricanes from the Eastern Conference, and they've defeated the Kings once. Kings have won 3 straight over the Hurricanes here at Staples Center. Puck taken down the right side by Kopitar. Then a shot and a save and a rebound. Lewis in front, but couldn't get a good stick on his rebound, and puck is cleared up to center ice. He intercepted by Kopitar in the neutral zone. Kopitar back in the zone, right side to Lewis. He shoots and a save and a rebound. is cleared back out to center ice. Down into the Kings zone, and Doughty back to get it. Kings will leave tomorrow for Dallas, and we'll be greeting you from Dallas on Saturday at 5 p.m. Here's the Kings. Carter with a shot, and save made, and the puck comes back to the left side, held in, and cleared up to the blue line, and the Hurricanes back up to center. Now the Kings force a turnover and cannot hold it in the zone. Carter had to come back to center ice to get it. Kings will be done for the season with Dallas after Saturday. Here's Toffoli, shoots, save, rebound, Doughty, and a shot that was knocked down. Here's Gerby to center. Gerby, right side, Kings zone, fanned on his pass. Now he gets a shot and a save by Quick.
You know, Bob, the Kings have continued to play they did in the first period. I mean, they keep going. Now they're more than doubling up on shots on goal. We come back after the break. On the bench, Patrick O'Neill and Trevor Lewis.
All right, welcome back. I'm with Trevor Lewis. So we had a good look at your goal. What was going through your mind as they were reviewing it? Why were you confident it would be upheld?
Because I hit my stick and went in the net.
What's that?
Because I hit my stick and went in the net.
Exactly. What's it like playing with this guy on your left, Ajay Kopitar, and what are you focusing on?
I mean, I just got to both him and Gabby. They're great players. They make a lot of plays. And, I just got to get pucks, get them to them, and get to the net, and good things happen.
Thanks, Louis. Keep it up.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, back to you.
And that's exactly what he's been doing. He scored a goal here tonight, and it did hit his stick, and that's the best answer I've ever heard. But he's also been doing those little things, the recovery, like he says, use that speed, keep pucks alive. And when you give guys like Kopitar and Gaborik more than one chance, sooner or later they're going to score.
Face-off is in the Kings zone, and the Hurricanes win the draw. Pass along the boards is going to be taken away by the Kings, though. Williams, and poked away from him, but Regehr covers up. Now up to Brown. Brown took a hit, got knocked down, loose puck in the Kings zone, but gathered in by Doughty.
Yeah, the Kings forwards have been really good on the boards here, especially in the second period. You don't always create an offensive chance, but you get the puck to a safe spot.
Hurricanes try to clear, and they do out to center ice, but coming back was Brown to pick it up, give it over to Regehr. Now back to Doughty. 6:15 to go in the second period. Pass ahead to Williams. He tipped it across the line. He's got it again on the backhand. Williams in front and tipped up in the air as Stoll tried to tip it into the net. Held in by the Kings again. Back over to Green. Green with a backhander tipped away by Williams. Williams goes in the corner to gather it in, and now the Kings with pressure again. Here is Brown. Brown's pass right to the blue line. Held in there and a backhander wide, and Stoll goes for it. It was McNabb getting that shot from the blue line. Now the Hurricanes are going to take it away. Picked up there by Justin Falk. He's out of South St. Paul, Minnesota. Puck is picked up by the Hurricanes. A pass up the middle and tipped away by Pearson, and then sent down in deep and taken by Green.
And Pearson has a goal, but he does the little things that Daryl Sutter was talking about. Come back and do some things defensively in your own zone, and he did right there.
Richards gave it to Pearson. Pearson got checked at center, and an icing call against the Kings.
You want to be part of the action for all LA Kings home games for as little as $50. You can place a deposit for a season ticket package to join the 2015-16 wait list. LAKings.com/tickets or call 1-888-KINGS-LA. And so far this season, at home, the Kings are doing pretty darn good.
Well, they are 9-2-1 at home. As I mentioned, most home wins of any team in the NHL coming into action tonight. Number 1 overall at home in the NHL. Puck fired around the boards, and it's curious that the next team they meet, Dallas, is really struggling at home. They've had 1 win at home in 10 games this year. They win tonight, so they got 2 now. Good.
Yeah, they beat Arizona 3-1. So yeah, you're right, Bob. You don't want to go in when they're in that long streak, you know. And they've been talking a lot about what's going on there. The normal thing when that type of thing happens, you're trying to put on a show at home, and the Stars have those types of players that can really put on a show, but you have to do the little things to win too.
Puck cleared up ahead to center ice and all the way down the Kings zone, and icing here against Carolina. That'll be 5 p.m., 4:30 for Kings Live, and the play-by-play at 5 o'clock Saturday from Dallas. Then the Kings go on Tuesday to Nashville and Wednesday to Minnesota.
I always want to see the Kings get the next goal, Bob, but here it's, they've been outplaying the Hurricanes just about all game long and still only have that 1 goal lead.
Puck is tipped out to center ice now and chased down by Gaborik. King scratches tonight. Andy Andrioff, Alec Martinez, Jordan Nolan. And across the line is Kopitar. Sent it deep into the zone. Stahl and Kopitar go for it. Now Sekera is there, but the Kings take it away. Pass top of the circle taken by Muzzin. Threw it in front. Kings still have control of it. Here's Lewis. He tried to throw it in front of the net. Tipped away, but then Kopitar tried to get it over to Gaborik. Taken away, and the Kings, Lewis, over on the other side of the ice holds it in.
You know, the entire shift is being played in the Hurricane zone, and the Kings have had a lot of shifts like that. As I mentioned earlier, Bob, I can only remember one shift in this game where the Hurricanes had sustained pressure. That's real good, but they're only one goal away.
Puck taken by the Kings to Foley at center ice. And I'm sure they're thinking of that. They're one shot away from tying this game, and they've tied it twice here tonight.
Especially on the road. You don't have to put on that show I was talking about. You just want the 2 points.
Puck is in the Carolina zone again. Here's Carter with a shot and a save, and a rebound picked up by Belmore. He got it up the left side to Skinner. Skinner moves it to center ice. Dwyer across the line. Throws it down in deep and back behind the net. Comes around the boards over to Toffoli. Back into McBain. McBain used to be Carolina property. Sends it up ahead to Toffoli at center to Carter. Carter cut off there, and the puck back to the King blue line, and Carolina would have been offside, but the Kings get it up on the right side, just out of the reach of Toffoli. Down into the corner, Belmore, checked by Toffoli, and Riley Nash had it for Carolina. Now Nash will bring it up to center ice. Shots in this period, the Kings 17-8. Shot knocked down and deflected, and it comes all the way to the blue line, and puck is picked up by Green. Green sends it into the Carolina zone, and Brown goes for it. Brown needing 1 goal for 200 in his career. Back to the blue line. Taken by McNabb. His pass back to Green. Right point. Shoots. Save. Rebound. Brown just didn't get a lot on it on that shot. Yeah. He and Riley Nash have a few words.
Brown probably getting frustrated. He's had a couple tonight. It's on his stick. Just can't get it on net. Now, second period action. Doughty put it to the net. Hang around. Trevor Lewis hang around. Finally goes off his stick. The Kings get a lead again, but power play. Hurricanes come right back. Shot, rebound, looks simple. Ends up being simple to tie it up 2-2, but the Kings don't stop there. Watch Mike Richards. Right to the front. You got to go to the front. You got to make it happen. He makes the happen for the loose puck. And right there is Tanner Pearson. That's where we stand. The Kings 3, the Hurricanes 2.
Those 3 goals came in a span of 2 minutes and 22 seconds in the second period here, with the Kings ahead 3-2. 2:48 to go in this period. End of the period, we're going to have a look ahead at Kings Weekly. Patrick and Alex Curry give you a little preview. Kings Weekly is on every Thursday night. Puck is back to the King line, and McNabb moved it ahead, broken up there, and loose puck at center ice. Kings back to play it there. The Kings coming into the game tonight, 6th best on defense in the NHL, allowing 2.06 goals per game. Carolina 21st defensively in the NHL. Here's Brown. Brown behind the net, protects the puck, still has it. Brown up the middle. Green shoots, blocked in front, and Harrison got it up to the blue line. He blocked the shot and got it to the blue line, and Carolina back across the line. It's thrown down in deep by Malone.
There's so many times in this game, Bob, where Carolina gets the puck, but they're too tired from defending. They don't have enough energy to go the other way.
Tipped out to center ice now and chased down into the zone by Richards, but Eric Stahl got back in a hurry. Now Sekera with it. Comes up to center ice. Yuri Talusti leads him in goals, drops it back to Stahl. He gets a weak shot steered away by Quick, and the Kings get it back out to center ice. And will be called for icing here with 1:29 to go in this period.
Jake Muzzin kind of unhappy with himself there, but in that situation, I think it's okay. You know, you're strong along the boards. If you're unsure, make the safe play. Percentages, that wins you a lot of games, and the Kings do not have tired players on the ice. They just made a change, so that's a positive. I don't think Daryl Sutter would go to a timeout in this situation because the Kings are fresh on the ice. Richards against Stahl.
And the draw won by, or controlled by the Kings as it came up along the boards. Now thrown in by Pearson. Tanner Pearson put it down in the corner, gets it back again. Here's Pearson, Sent it up the middle to Richards. Richards got to the blue line and threw it in deep. Taken there and into the corner goes Clifford. Clifford, Pearson battling for it. Clifford got knocked down. Puck cleared up ahead to center ice. And with some speed, here's Skinner. Shoots and a save. Skinner's a good goal scorer. He had 33 last year, and he had some room there.
He's a great skater. And you talk about style and technique. He's so powerful, and you can see how quickly he could break free.
Puck is taken now back in the King zone and cleared out to center ice. Skinner, the #1 pick by Carolina, 2010. As I mentioned, 33 goals last year to lead the Hurricanes. Now the puck all the way down the King zone, and Regier goes into the corner. He battles with Talusti. Riley Nash gets checked along the boards. Kings dig it out. Can they clear it? Yes, out to center ice. 20 seconds left to go in the period. Poked away there from Lewis. Picked up now, and a shot save. Rebound in front. Just sent wide by Riley Nash. Oh, he had a great chance. Now a save by Quick on the shot by Gerby. Boy, right in the waning seconds of the second period, some good chances for Carolina.
And my heart's in my throat, Bob, again, because of all the control the Kings have had. But when the Canes do get their chances, they've been opportunistic, and they get a good one here. You're right, this chance comes right from the middle. And look at the Kings. They have numbers. They have men back. But by getting the puck to the net, that's another example there. You get it to the net, and the rebound becomes the issue. It's the second chance that becomes the issue. It's not the first one. The first one, you're not even trying to score. You're just trying to get it deep. That's what the Hurricanes did right there, and they almost got their goal.
8.7 seconds to go in the period. Face-off here comes to Green for the Kings. And it is taken there and sent to the blue line, and that is the end of the second period before the Hurricanes could get to it and get a shot. So end of the second period, the Kings lead at 3-2. 3 goals in that period. There's Trevor Lewis. He got his 3rd of the year. Stahl on a power play got his 6th, and Pearson got his 8th to tie Tyler Toffoli for the goal-scoring lead.
And you want the Kings to keep doing the same thing. I know he said that after 1. You say it after 2. There have been a couple of plays where the Hurricanes have been just clearing the zone and getting a tip and maybe having a slight 3-on-2. But other than that, the Kings are executing their game plan, and it's working here after 40 with a 3-2 lead.
So when we come back, we're going to have a preview of Kings Weekly. It'll be Patrick O'Neill and Alex Curry giving you a peek at that show coming on tonight, Kings Weekly. Kings Hockey is brought to you by Kia. Visit mysocalkia.com to learn more. By Mercury Insurance. Mercury Insurance is on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today to get a fast, free quote and see how much you could save. And by Staples. Make more happen.
Make more happen at Staples. We want that here in the third. Downstairs to John Stevens. John, Kings playing their style of game, puck possession, but only 1 goal lead. I want to ask you something. Do you ever actually discuss the score during intermissions?
Well, I think we all know what the score is. We actually talked before the game that we should play the same way all the time. We should play like we got a 1-0 lead. So we want to really improve the way we're playing for 60 minutes and play our game. Force teams to react to us, so this is exactly the scenario. We have a big 20 minutes in front of us.
All right, John, thanks very much. So, yeah, you always wonder, do you say those? Now, coaches do talk about playing the time and the score. But again, you have a scoreboard. You know what it is. I very rarely say, okay, guys, it's 3-2. Let's do this. But you understand the situation, and the score does dictate at times the types of plays you're going to make out there.
Third period underway here at Staples Center, and the Kings ahead 3-2 over the Carolina Hurricanes. The puck comes up to Belmore, and he gets it on the right side and moved in by Lindholm, and Talusti chasing it down, but Doughty's got it. Doughty gets it back out to center ice. When the Kings lead after 2 periods this season, they're 7-0-1. This is the 9th time this season that they have had the lead coming into the third period. Back behind the net, cut off there, and Ward sends it around the boards, and it's cleared up ahead to center ice to Riley Nash. Nash drives it deep into the Kings zone, and Green back to get it. Green's pass off the boards, and Kings hustle over to get it. Picked up now and brought across the line. A hard check there by Gleason on Lewis. Cleared up ahead to center ice to Riley Nash for the Hurricanes. Sends it in. McNabb going for it. He gets checked there by Nash. Hurricanes tried to dig it out. Nash has it. Then a shot knocked down to the blue line and picked up there by Sekera. Moving in, shoots, saved by Quick, and he covers it up.
Well, Sekera just playing very aggressive right there, walking the line, keeping it alive. May have deflected there off the shoulder of Jonathan Quick. Coming up a little bit later on the Carl Jr. Sports Update, Patrick O'Neill will start talking about the All-Star Game, which is going to come up in the new year, of course, in Columbus this year. And talk about how we can vote and maybe send some of our Los Angeles Kings to the All-Star Game.
Now the puck taken by the Kings, and McBain clears a long pass up to center ice to Dwight King. He puts it on target, and a save made there by Cam Ward. Quick pass up to center ice, and the Hurricanes can't get theirs. Toffoli came back to take it away. Kings don't clear, though. Left point, it's held in, and a drive wide to the left. Here's McBain going for it. McBain's pass broken up again by the Hurricanes. Toffoli digs it out. Toffoli up to center, chips it ahead, then tries to get to it. And Harrison got in his way. Puck is picked up now by the Kings in the zone. A shot and a save, and that shot by Carter right top of the slot. Hurricanes with it again, and they get it up ahead to center ice. And Toffoli battling right there along with Chris Terry. Behind the King net. Quick cut it off there. Got it over to Muzzin. Muzzin back around to Pearson. Now Doughty. Up ahead to Clifford. Look out. Clifford gets leveled there by Brett Belmore.
Clifford right back up. Good breakout by the Kings again, using the boards and making sure.
Down the middle, the Hurricanes can't get a shot there. Was knocked away from Jay McClement. And the Kings get it back out to center ice. Chased down by Pearson. Pearson in deep. Jumped in deep. Has it again to the blue line to Stoll. His shot blocked. Now left point, McNabb, I'm sorry, shoots and blocked in front. Picked up by the Kings again. They keep the pressure on. Shot by Clifford is wide. Kings have it again. They try to get it to Stoll in the slot, but it's tipped out to center ice.
Belmore ends up with a stick of a teammate because he broke his on a block shot. That's exactly what you should do. Forward, give your stick to the defenseman, and it worked there.
In the Carolina zone again. Kings chase it down. They dig it out in the corner. And a pass back to McNabb. His shot tipped up in the air. Played by the Hurricanes. Kings doing a good job of keeping it in the Carolina zone, and they do again. Here's Williams. Held it right on the line. Puck comes down into the corner. Chased down there by Brown. Brown trying to dig it out. Now it's high in the air and bounces down, and the Hurricanes bring it out to center. Into the King zone. And a play there by McNabb as he took it away from McClement. Back up to center ice. Actually, it was Toulousty that he took it away from. Toulousty was coming in, and good play by McNabb.
About the way he moved it, he created a turnover, then moved it very quick.
Kings to the blue line to Reguer. His shot wide. Rebound to Kopitar. Kopitar still with it. Oh, he lost it out to center. He was going to make a move right there at the blue line and rolled off his stick.
Yeah, the defenseman getting involved, trying to create a decoy right there. It didn't necessarily work, but the Kings back to that puck possession game.
Riley Nash for the Hurricanes. Kings have a 3-2 lead. We're in the third period. Puck is cleared up ahead to center ice. Chased down now by Gerby. A shot and a save by Quick. Now Gerby and Doughty get into a little scrap.
Yeah, the Hurricanes trying to pick it up here physically just to try to change things because not much has been working. I'm saying that again, realizing it's only a one-goal lead for the Kings, but Belmore earlier on Clifford. Kyle tried to get around. You can see that is just perfect shoulder to the chest. And Kyle knows that, so he doesn't look for anything after that. He knows he just got tagged with a clean hit. After that play, but here's the play you were talking about with McNabb. Stick on puck, then watch what he does. The presence of mind. See him get his head up there, peek once, and then quickly move the puck. That's what you want. You make the play defensively, but today's game in the NHL is about transition. Get going the other way.
Hurricanes with it. King zone. A shot. Deflected up high and over along the left wing side. And now the Kings chase it down. The Hurricanes have a real problem with what to do with Alexander Semin. Semin needs only one goal, or 1 point, I should say, for 500 in his career. Yet he's got no goals this year and 5 assists, and he's sitting out of games. What are they paying him? $7 million?
$7 million against the cap. So that's one of those things where you're trying to juggle that, figure it out. And It's probably not there, as we look at Bill Peters, the head coach, it's not the first, and Peters has said many times, like a lot of coaches, he's in his first year. He's trying to set a foundation. You're not going, you're not playing, regardless of how much money you're making. And that takes support from the general manager. Ron Francis is in attendance tonight. And, you know, if you're a new head coach, you got to be confident you can do that. He's doing it, and actually it's worked. The month of November, pretty good to the Hurricanes.
Kings win the draw in their own zone as Doughty gets it up along the boards, and it's chopped out to center ice by Clifford, but driven right back in. Kings on a 3-game trip after this game tonight. Dallas on Saturday, and then Nashville on Tuesday, at Minnesota Wednesday. Clifford over to Richards, cutting in, but the puck too far in front of him, but he still got to it and poked it toward the goaltender. Ward poke checked it away, but it came right back to Richards and didn't get a good shot, but Carolina back up to center ice. Here's Muzzin. Eludes a check, sends it around the boards. Clifford drives it deep in the Carolina zone. Hurricanes back to get it. Hurricanes 7th in the Metropolitan Division coming into the game, and Quick covers this up. 14th in the East and 27th overall in the NHL for Carolina.
I would never, ever compare Jonathan Quick to Roman Cechmanek, but watch this save, Bob. Hainsey gets a shot. It's a screen, so at the last second, there it is. They'll off the old melon right there. It looks like it's a little bit of at the last second he spots it, but he did angle it. The puck goes into the corner, and I know Roman used to make that save quite a bit in the old days, where he used his max only on purpose to make the saves. Now, believe me, his defensemen weren't happy about that, Bob, because they had to go get the puck in the corner and they had to run through the boards. You'd rather a goaltender make the save and hold on to it.
Yeah, Kings with it in the zone here in front. A shot and a save on the shot by Brown, and the rebound out of the reach of the Kings. Back up to center ice. Taken there and picked up by the Kings, brought across the line, left wing side. Chasing it in is Jarrett Stoll. Brown goes for a check in the corner. Puck comes out to center, broken up by McNabb. Now up to center ice. Pass by Sekera. Off on the right side, and Sekera goes for it again to Riley Nash. Nash had a man in front, but it was blocked. Now a shot from the blue line, blocked into the corner. Kings get it to Williams.
There's another example there, McNabb, Bob. He just much more poised with the puck. It took a couple of delays right there, a couple of fake passes, then the pass right on the stick.
Here's Belmore to center ice for Carolina. Thrown into the King zone. Reguer checked down in the corner. Carolina takes it away. Belmore, right point, shoots just wide to the left. Dwyer was skating right by in front of Quick. Kopitar goes for the corner. Now Reguer trying to get it. Kings come out with it though and clear it up to center ice. Carolina Hurricanes in their 36th season. They spent the first 18 years as the Hartford Whalers. Now they've had just as many years. Here's Gaborik with a shot knocked down by the goaltender and picked up by Carolina. They've had just as many years now in Carolina as they did in Hartford. Right side, shot by Dwyer and a save. And hanging on is Quick. 12:28 to go in the third, and the Kings lead it 3-2.
The Kings still lead the Canes 3-2 here in the third. I'm Patrick O'Neill with the Carl's Jr. Sports Update. Hey, voting is open for the 2015 All-Star Game in Columbus, January 25th. And for the first time, it's open to the entire pool of players in the NHL. 700 plus, top 6 by position get in. Voting concludes January 1st. Each player, it's really interactive because you can go to Facebook, Twitter, the NHL app, or just NHL.com/vote. Every player, their own page with video highlights, so it's super cool. Let's get Quick, Carter, Toffoli, Kopi, Doughty, and more in, guys.
Who's that guy Moore? Puck taken there and a shot, save, rebound right in front. Tipped into the corner. Oh, I know what he meant. A lot of other Kings, right? Puck down in the corner again and a battle for it, and the Hurricanes have it. Riley Nash sends it in the corner. Held in again. Kings couldn't clear. Nash shoots and a save by Quick and a rebound. He knocked that one away too. Down into the corner. Puck is held in again. Here's Eric Stahl. His shot blocked. Played by Richards. He got it up ahead to center ice to Clifford. Clifford shoots it in. Carolina zone. Clifford goes for it. Pearson's there also. Gives it to Clifford behind the net. Clifford to the blue line to McNabb. Turns, shoots, and just deflected wide. Picked up by Pearson. Pearson hanging on. Tipped away from him out to center. And Braden McNabb is there and flipped it up in the air, and now taken by Clifford, who drives it right back into the Carolina zone.
Well, it seems the Hurricanes start to be a little bit more aggressive. They're trying to get the forecheck going. That last shift was only the second shift in the game, Bob, where I feel they've had sustained pressure. But they need to keep it going here in the third.
Green behind the King net, now up the left side. King gets it to center, overskated for a moment. Now the Kings get it back again. Picked up and brought across the line by Dwight King. His pass in front, just out of the reach of Carter. Back out to the right point, held in by McBain, into Carter. Carter trying to give it to King. King goes into the corner to get it, but his pass taken away. Back up to center ice. Carolina with it. Down the middle goes Sekera, and the pass hit him, bounced up in the air, and the Kings, McNabb on the ice, got it ahead to Carter, shoots and deflected up out of play.
Yeah, a little back and forth right now, a little bit more wide open. We haven't seen too much of that in this game because most of the time it's been the Kings in the offensive zone, but the Hurricanes, again, when a game becomes a little bit more wide open, it usually favors the team that's trailing. Pacific Division standings. Anaheim still on top. Vancouver, they continue to win. Calgary, they continue to win. The Los Angeles Kings, we hope, they continue to win. So it's getting tight. It's always tight. Expected to be tight. And that's exactly what's going to go on in the West.
Sellout crowd again tonight, 18,230. The 133rd consecutive sellout crowd for the Kings, including the playoffs. Puck in the Carolina zone, chased in by Jarrett Stoll. He gives it to Brown. Brown, his pass right side, a shot and a save there as Brown made a nice pass, and then the save by Ward as the puck comes out to center ice.
I know at times, Bob, they probably played together when you're talking about Stoll and Williams and Brown, but they seem to be developing a little bit of a chemistry here offside against the Hurricanes where, you know, it's just that split second you need to make plays, and Dustin's been making a couple tonight. Dustin, not necessarily known as a playmaker, but tonight he's been real good, and I just see the last couple of games with this line. They're making automatic plays. They're putting pucks to areas where, oh, nice shift there by Williams to come and support the play. He just didn't stay wide open. Hey, get me the puck. He came across. He was available. The puck was right on his stick.
Kings with it in their own zone now as Braden McNabb gets it up ahead to center ice. Gabrick on the ice. Lewis as well as Kopitar. Kopitar shovels it behind the net. Taken away by Carolina, and back to center ice they come. Pass ahead down the right side by Lindholm. Riley Nash goes for it. Nash has been really active for the Hurricanes tonight. So is Gerby. Puck cleared back out to center ice. Eric Stahl on his goal tonight got his 700th career point. Puck taken now and driven down into the Kings zone, and Kings back in to get it. Thrown in by Eric Stahl, and the Kings back to center. Here's Kopitar. Kopitar on the left wing. Kopitar in deep, still has it. To Doughty, shoots, and a save and a rebound to Regehr. Regehr gets it down in behind the net to Kopitar. Now back to Regehr. Now over to Doughty. Doughty slaps it into Kopitar. Kopitar checked there by Sekera. Sekera took it away and got it to Gerby, but over comes Gabrick to take it away. Now to Kopitar. Throws it in deep, and the Kings need a line change here, and Carolina is going to have a chance to clear it up to center. They're making a line change too, so everybody slows down and waits for players to get on the ice. Puck is brought back out to center ice. Pass on the left wing side into the Kings zone. Shot from a sharp angle, knocked away by Quick. Picked up on the right side. Carolina, Kings zone. They're down by a goal here in the third period. 8:24 to go in the period. Puck taken by McNabb. His pass now comes off a stick and then cleared out to center. Was bouncing around, and Green had to get his stick on it. Finally did. Back come the Hurricanes into the Kings zone. Pass right side. Picked up by Brett Belmore. Belmore, the defenseman, down in deep. Checked by Clifford. Belmore still fights his way behind the net. Checked by McNabb. Belmore lost his stick. He kicks it ahead. Now the Hurricanes still with it. Zach Boychuk, he's hit by Green. Now McNabb is hit, and the puck Comes out toward the front of the net and fallen on by Quick.
Carolina's picking up the forecheck. They're getting more chances, more opportunities, taking the body in the Kings zone.
Let's take a look at the Toyota game analysis with the Kings ahead 3-2. Lewis and Pearson, 2 goals, 222. 3 goals were scored in that span. Muzzin, he's got 9 points in his last 7 games with an assist tonight. And Jonathan Quick has stopped 22 of the 24 shots in the game. That's your Toyota game analysis.
Yeah, Mom, and again, the board play is going to become even that much more important. That's a part of the game the Kings normally excel at. And they have so far tonight, but again, it's just more aggressive by the Hurricanes right now. They understand they have to get it going, and they're trying to be much more physical here as the game goes along.
Well, they came from behind in Dallas in their last win, 6-4 on Tuesday, and they're behind here by 1. And a face-off in the Kings zone won by the Hurricanes. A shot by Sekera came through, knocked away by Quick. Picked up by Pearson. Pearson tried to clear it, and it is over the glass and up into the crowd.
The Hurricanes trying to keep it going. They're looking for the automatic delay game. Not going to happen here. Be sure to shop the Kings Hockey Fights Cancer Collection, available now at Team LA Store at Staples Center and online at teamlastore.com. Proceeds to benefit Kings Hockey Fights Cancer efforts. And I saw today Luc Robitaille giving away a check for $100,000. And we thank all the Kings fans, everyone, for supporting.
And Riley Nash threw it in front. It's swept away there by Quick. Kings fans always respond that way. I'm very generous. Taken by the Hurricanes again. They're down by a goal here into the corners. Lindholm put it behind the net. Now a pass out in front. They tried to get it to Nash. Comes over to Elias Lindholm. To Nash. Backhander is knocked out of midair by Doughty. Got it up the left wing side of the Kings to center. King moves it ahead. Flipped ahead now by Toffoli. King tried to go over and get it. He did. He comes in front. He shoots, and it's deflected wide to the right. King picks it up again. He shoots, gets it to Toffoli. Toffoli and Sekera going for it. Now Dwight King. King knocked down along the boards by Riley Nash. Puck comes up to Elias Lindholm. 6:45 to go in the third. Puck comes up to center ice. Kings take it away. Back into the zone. Right wing side and in deep, and a shot saved by Ward as he makes that stop, and the Kings keep it alive. Back behind the net. Williams still with it up the middle, and a shot sent wide to the left side. Williams made a nice pass into the slot, but Stoll didn't get a good shot. Puck taken away by the Hurricanes. A shot deflected off to the right side. Now put back in front and taken away and cleared back out to center ice by the Kings.
And the stick goes flying. Nathan Gerbe's stick just snapped in half and went all the way high in the zone. Landed. Now the shaft is right in the slot, and the blade is joining it right there.
Here is McBain in to get it. Kings break back out to center ice. Pass over the left side to Gabrick. Gabrick to Kopitar. Kopitar put it back behind the net. Lewis with it there to Kopitar. To the blue line, it goes to Regehr. He shoots, and a save and a rebound into the corner. Now picked up by Regehr again. He shoots. It's wide to the right side. Held in by McBain. Into the corner to Kopitar. Now a shot and a save in the glove of Ward. And he hangs on with 5:29 to go in the third. 3-2 Kings.
I think you make the argument that the most effective player has been Trevor Lewis, but because of the circumstances with Tanner and, discussion yesterday, he might sit out, might not be in the lineup, might have to watch and learn, those types of things. Well, he's been active, he's been around the net, and he has a big goal right there. So the Kings looking to hold on to 1-goal lead. 5:29 remaining, third period.
Well, he's got the goal that could be the game winner. It's his 8th of the year and his first in the last 12, so that felt good. He's tied with Tyler Toffoli for the goal-scoring lead on the Kings team. Puck is in the Carolina zone and taken there by Justin Falk. He gets it all the way back into the Kings zone, and icing called here against Carolina.
Carolina will be just trying to make the safe plays now as far as getting it deep. If you're Carolina, I'm saying safe, you're trailing by a goal. When you get to the red line, you've got to get it deep. You've got to increase the number of chances you're going to have to put the puck on the net. For the Kings, they'll be going back to the middle. And if Carolina's going to get a chance, it has to come from the outside.
Again, a reminder, Saturday of this week we'll be in Dallas. Kings and the Dallas Stars Kings live at 4:30 and the play-by-play at 5 o'clock on Fox Sports West. Puck taken by Carolina. Up to center ice they come. Right side and driven down the right wing side by Justin Falk toward the back of the net. Broken up by Doughty. Carolina going to get to it again, though. They drop it off to Eric Stahl, and his pass taken away and cleared back by the Kings into the Carolina zone.
Immediate pressure by the Kings defenseman. No time for the Canes.
Carolina drives it into the Kings zone again. Stopped by Quick. He left it there and almost lost it. Now it comes up the right side into the blue line. Held in there and a shot deflected into the corner. Picked up along the boards. I think Quick thought one of the teammates were going to get to it quicker, and all of a sudden it was there, and the Hurricanes jumped on it.
Yeah, Doughty was expecting a pass in the corner. Quick thought Doughty was coming closer to him. Not the case, and that close to the Hurricanes picking up a loose puck.
Puck comes up to center ice. Kings with it. Slapped by Braden McNabb into the Carolina zone, and it gets by Gerby all the way back into the Kings zone and chased in by Green. Green going for it. Green has it. Comes around the boards, tipped away from him. Carolina trying to make a play, and a pass comes all the way back into their own zone. Pass by Rask came back into his own zone, and now the puck hops up out of play at center ice. Now under 4 minutes to go in regulation. 3:56.
Yeah, it's tough sledding right now, and that's the way the Kings want it. And you're trying to find time if you're the Hurricanes, and the Kings are not giving the Hurricanes any time to make plays. And we just saw it that last time it was in the Kings zone where Doughty was aggressive, Muzzin was aggressive, Kopitar's right there. If you don't have time, it's tough to make the play.
Kings' next home game after this road trip is going to be Saturday the 29th when the Chicago Blackhawks come in. And those two had a great series in the Western Conference Final, which the Kings won in Game 7 in overtime and then went on to win the Stanley Cup. So that should be a battle. 29th of November, Chicago Blackhawks here at Staples.
Kings fans, you can still get an LA Kings Ice Crew calendar featuring the entire Ice Crew and even Bailey. Purchase yours now for only $20. All proceeds benefiting the Kings Care Foundation. LAKings.com/calendar.
Another face-off in the Kings zone. The Kings have done well in the face-off series. They've won 30 and lost 23. That was the 31st win right there. Puck thrown in by King into the Carolina zone. Hainsey going for it there, and the Hurricanes break back out to center. Carolina to the King line. Pass off the right side. Broken up there by Regehr. He got it back out to center.
There's an opportunity right there, Bob, for the Hurricanes to get it deep. It was Eric Stahl. He's a veteran player. He's trying to one-on moves, and now he's kind of upset with himself. He's kind of second-guessing. And again, every opportunity when you're trailing, unless it's a clear-cut outnumbered attack, you've got to get it deep. That gives you the opportunity to get it on net. And the Hurricanes missed one right there with the Kings standing up at the blue line.
3:23 to go and a face-off outside the King blue line. Kings win the draw. It was Jarrett Stoll that won the face-off. Up ahead to center ice and tipped off a stick and out of play again.
A stop and not much going on, not much flow. But again, I think when you're holding the lead, that's okay. That veteran line that's been put together, I think, has been very effective. I mentioned it a couple times tonight with Williams. And just the automatic plays that they're making. They're not wasting time thinking. They're just getting it to a spot and jumping on loose pucks.
Brown, Stoll, and Williams. The forward line for the Kings, and the draw goes to Carolina. They're in the neutral zone and taken there by Justin Falk. He drives it around the boards, and it is played by the Kings, and Williams clears it out to center. Sekera chasing it down. He gets it over to Justin Falk. Falk is tied for 10th points among defensemen in the NHL coming into the game tonight. Now under 3 minutes to go in regulation. Puck comes down to Doughty. Doughty sends it back into the Carolina zone. Hurricanes back in to pick it up. Back up to center ice off the back of a skate. Played though and driven down, and they're going to pull the goaltender with 2:30 left to go. The goaltender out of the net. The net is wide open. Here's Kopitar. Kopitar got it out of play. It came up into the King bench.
We'll see if Cam Ward's coming back over. So it's probably started last year, Bob, with Patrick Roy and his influence when he took over as the head coach for the Colorado Avalanche. And it used to be maybe a minute and a half, you would think about it. Certainly the last minute, but now there are more and more teams that are doing it earlier. I'm talking about pulling the goaltender. Timeout called here by Carolina. So they've got an opportunity to rest guys and talk things over, strategize on what's going on. Cam Ward will probably come back in the net for the face-off to see what happens.
Makes you wonder how many times Patrick Roy was in the net thinking to himself, get me out of here with 3 minutes. I know he said get me out of here once in Montreal, and they did.
Different circumstance.
Yeah, right.
He'd already allowed about 8.
Well, we're down to 2:26 to go. If the Kings can hang on and try to win their 3rd in a row before heading out onto the road.
And now that the Kings have already seen what might happen, now will not be a surprise. That kind of surprised me, even though it's been happening more and more. And of course, you get yells from the bench. Everyone alerts everyone as much as possible, but the goaltender has been pulled.
Well, Ward is in now again. As Jim said, he came back in, and the Kings drive it down into the Carolina zone. Ward moves it into Sekera in the corner. He gets checked there. Eric Stahl digs it out. Carolina in their own zone. See if Ward heads for the bench. He's starting to come out. Puck comes up to center ice. And Ward doesn't leave yet, but he's way out toward the top of the circle. Kings take it away. And it's sent right back in. Ward stops it there as Lewis sent it in. And now 1:45 to go in regulation. Pass up ahead to Lindholm. Drives it into the Kings zone. Ward heads for the bench. The net is wide open. Extra attack around for Carolina. Doughty in the corner. He gets knocked down. Kopitar comes over. Here's Eric Stahl. His pass. In deep. Pass up the middle. And a glove save by Quick. And he raises it up for everybody to take a look at. A great save by Quick to preserve the 1-goal lead.
And big smile right there from Lindholm. We've come to expect this from Jonathan Quick. In the corner is a weird situation. Drew Doughty goes down. We're going to stop right here, guys. Just the jersey, look at Drew. It gets caught in the skate of Eric Stahl. So Doughty becomes a non-factor on the play. When the Hurricanes get it, yeah, Quick anticipated. What a good read by Jonathan Quick. He knew the flow. He knew what was going on. You see Dwyer on the bench. He thought it was a goal. Great chance. Great shooting error. Great save.
Lindholm disappointed as he goes to the bench, and the puck driven around by the Kings, but not out. Held in and thrown down in toward the back of the net. Still a battle for it there. McNabb and Green battling for the Kings. And the loose puck, who's going to get to it? McNabb. McNabb, nice pass up to Richards, and he clears to center ice. Not enough to get a shot at the empty net, and then offside called with 1:07 to go.
Mike Richards did what he had to do there, Bob. He's looking for offense. You want the empty net, but number one priority, clear the zone. And that's what he did. And there is that tendency maybe for a younger player to overreact, not of Mike Richards. He knows. Get the blue line. Get it out first. Cam Ward back in goal once again. He's going to be losing some weight. Back and forth, back and forth. Got to wait to see what happens here on the faceoff.
And the faceoff won by Richards. Into the King zone. Ward goes to the bench again. The net is wide open. Puck is held in now by Skinner. He fanned on his shot. Kings get it to the blue line and out to center. Skinner has to go back to get it. 53 seconds to go in regulation. Fired in by Justin Falk. Here's Green. Green along the boards. Pokes it up ahead and out to center ice. 44 seconds to go. Kings with a 3-2 lead. Carolina net is wide open. Fans on their feet. Another sellout crowd as the puck comes into the King zone. Chased in by Green. Green and McNabb back. Green turns and he fires it out to center, but way wide of the net. And icing called against the Kings with 26.7 to go.
I think Matt Greenbaum was just tired there. And now the Kings still have a timeout if they want to use it. Icing, you can't change players. And Matt Green looked like the reason he went for the icing, he's just tired more than anything else. But Daryl Sutter doesn't like the icing, of course. And he looked over to Matt right there to check out what was going on. Decides not to use the timeout.
Face off here, won by the Kings again. Carter wins this draw. Puck comes up on the right side and not cleared out yet. Into the corner. Carolina with it. Pass or shot in front and a save by Quick in the glove, and he hangs on again.
More of a pass attempt here by the Hurricanes, but again, it's just housekeeping in his own crease. And Jonathan Quick does the job. And make sure the pass does not have the chance to connect by getting the glove out there. And there it is holding on. Maybe a bounce too. You see the Kings looking away from the puck to try to make sure someone open away does not get it. Once again, Carter against Stahl. Last time Carter won it cleanly. We'll see if the Kings can get it out.
3-2 Kings. Empty net. Carolina with the extra attacker. And on the face-off, Carolina gets it. Back to the blue line. Kings zone. Shot from there. Tipped into the corner. Picked up by the Kings. Regehr in the corner, tipped away to Carter. Carter got it to center, but way wide to the left, and the game is over. The Kings get their third consecutive win. They've beaten Anaheim, Florida, and Carolina. The Kings with their 11th win of the year, 26 points, 10th win at home, most in the NHL.
And it's close, Bob, to one of those 60-minute efforts. I would give it to the Kings tonight. I know the Canes got 2 goals. But they were opportunistic, and the one coming off a power play where it's a rebound and those types of things. I think as far as control, possession, and territory, for the entire 60 minutes, the Kings were mostly in control. Maybe only 2 times until the end there where the Canes had anything going on the forecheck. Sustained pressure was not there most of the night. It was with the LA Kings.
Kings get 39 shots in the game. Carolina, 27. Kings win it 3-2, and now for the 3-star selection in tonight's game, here's Dave Joseph.